Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Julie. Thank you for joining me today. I am going to be continuing to work on the October Gnome. If you saw my series, I guess I ended a couple weeks ago because last week I had a Christmas video in there. But anyway, today I'm going to start working on the face. I have the hat all done. If you saw that, I'm going to be working on the face and then the robe, and we'll see how far I get. But that's what I'm going to be starting and working on today. Okay, everyone. So for the face, according to the book, we use limestone. We have to pull up a loop in the back loop of any of the row 16 stitches. So that's on the very bottom loops. And then for what we have to do single crochets. We have to do 17 of them on that bottom. And then we move and do single crochets for 26 of them on row 19, which is the upper one here. So basically we're doing a little bit down here in the bottom, and then we'll jump up here to the top and work our way around, and then we'll jump back down to the bottom and do the last 16. So that's what I'm going to be working on next. And the color, it says limestone, but I'm using the Willow Yarns, the Meadow series. And I have color number 3, and it's called Wheat. So I have it down in my basket. This is it here. Okay, that's what color the face is going to be. And I will get doing a slip stitch here. So you wrap, what I do for a slip stitch, wrap it around my finger. Okay, push with my thumb for my tail, just push it up, grab it, and pull it tight with my left hand. Okay, and that's how I do my slip knots. All right, so actually in the directions, in the instructions, it tells you to pull up a loop. I find it easier for me because the first thing I'm doing is making a single crochet. So I find it easier if I already have a loop on my hook and just go through that back loop and bring, you yarn over and bring up a yarn, and then I'll have 2 of them on my hook, which I can show you, I guess, right here. And then it's so much easier to make your single crochet. So, okay, I want to find the back of the hat. All right, so somewhat sort of where I started. So you just go through the back loop like that, yarn over, and bring up a loop. So see how I have 2 on the hook? Then you just yarn over and pull through 2, and that's your single crochet right there. So I have to do 17 of those. So there's 1. Oh, and you know what? I want to tuck my tail in. All right. Actually, I don't need to. I can put it on the inside of my work. All right. So I've actually got 2 of them. And then I have to jump up a little bit. So see how my next row is up here? So I have to jump up a little bit. But you actually cannot tell with your finished work that you're doing that. All right, so I'm going to get working on those, and when I get where I have to jump up to this row, I'll show you what I do. Okay, so I was actually reviewing what I had just done, and I realized that I am doing it backward because I want to be working this opposite way. So I have to have this towards me. Instead of back here working, I have to have it up towards me here. So we're going to do that again. Okay. I'm just going to insert it, yarn over, make a single crochet. So I have to do 17 of these in this bottom. All right. So I think there's 3 of them. Now you know why I always tuck my tails in as I'm sewing or crocheting, because they get in the way there. Okay, so I have 3. Now I have to jump down just a little bit because my row, that's where we were coming around in the other direction. when I was working, that's where the rows ended and another row started. Okay. And you can hardly tell. There is a little bit here of the hat color, the brown, the teak, but not real bad. And I found that if I fold it where that ridge is, it's a lot easier for me to catch the stitches. Okay, now I've gotten all of the 17 single crochets done. So what I have to do is I have to jump up to this row here. So what you do is you will find your next stitch. Okay, you just follow them up. So this will be the next one. I'll just come underneath if I can here. Oh, I must have crocheted that a little tight. All right. I got it, but I split. Okay, there we go. Hopefully everybody can see that I'm in frame. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that as tight as I can without making it too tight. Yarn over and bring one up, and then do my single crochet again. Okay, so now I'm working on this layer, on this row, I should say. It's not a layer, it's a row. Okay, I'll do a few stitches here and then I'll stop and I show you what they look like. So pretty much what you're doing is you're showing this here and then not much here. So once you start working like down into the face, it looks normal. It's weird. What it's doing, it's actually tipping the hat, like so that you can see more of the forehead, and so it slopes like at an angle. I'll have to show you later on. Hopefully you'll understand what I'm talking about. But that's all you do is you jump from one row back here. That was row 16. And then out here is row 19. So that's all I'm doing. So I have to do 26 of them on here, and then I have to jump back up to this row. So when it meets these guys here, when I'm coming around this way, these will all line up. Okay, so that's what I'm going to get working on next. $13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Okay, now I'm going to mark this one because it says make a knot. Make a knot using the starting yarn tail and the working yarn tail to pull the top of the hat. Oh, so I can't do that. Okay, I forgot I had to do that part. Okay, so I have to use somehow pull up a knot, make a knot, pull it tight. No, that's not going to work. All right, well, I'll make a knot. I don't think I pulled anything tighter, but okay. So now I don't have a loop. All right, now I do. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to mark this as my first stitch for round 2. See, even me, I've been crocheting since I've been 8, so basically 50 years on and off, and I still make mistakes. But anyway, you just do it best you can, I guess. Okay, so there's my beginning of row 2. So I'll turn it to round 2. So round 2, it says single crochet in the next 8, and then we do a single crochet 2 together. Okay, so basically we're reducing the size of it because it's at 60 stitches right now, and it's going to come down to 54. Okay, so let's see. So it says 8, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I wish I were faster, but 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have 8 single crochets just like you normally do. Okay. Now when it's the way it reads in the book, it's SC2TOG, which is basically your single crocheting 2 stitches together. So what you do is you insert your hook into the next stitch, okay, bring up a loop, so you have 2. Insert your hook into the following stitch, bring up a loop, so you have 3, and then you yarn over and you go through all 3. So that's a together. That's a 2 together single crochet. So now I have 9 stitches on my hook. Okay, so I'll do another 8 and then a together, another 8 and then a together. Okay, and I'll work my way around for round 2. Okay, I got finished with round 2. Coming together nice. Okay, so round 3, it says, oh, we basically do the same thing. We're just, instead of doing 8 stitches, we're doing 7. So we're reducing some more. So we'll do 7 and then a together, 7 and together. We'll end up with 48 stitches on the round. And then rounds 4 through 7, we just do single crochets. So basically I'll reduce one more row and then I'll single crochet. So it'll make the face like roughly that big. Okay. And then I have to change it to the salmon color, which is, I believe, this one right here. Yeah. Okay. So I will get to that point where I have to change it to the other color and I'll bring you guys back. Okay. So as you guys can see, I switched it to the salmon color and I think it was 4 rows, but they were the exact same. They were all single crochets and I ended up with 48 in each round. So I finished up the face here and then I just added a little bit. So the next round here, I have to increase it. So it'll be up to 54 inches. And then after that, I do a couple more rounds and then we start working on the face where we put the eyes in. I think we put the cheeks on, but I'm not positive. I didn't read that far ahead. But anyway, I know this video is getting, probably close to my 15 minutes, if not over. So I wanted to leave it at this point, but this is what it looks like. This is the face side. And if I flip it upside down, that's the back side. So see how you can't really see any of the white? It's like tucked under. So that's what happens when you go from that. Remember that 16th row to the 19th row? That's what it did. It made this side like lay back, tip back, and this side, the hat tips kind of forward. So the eyes and the cheeks and the beard and everything will be, in this general area. But I will, I guess, tell everyone thank you for watching me so far in this video. And I hope you have a terrific day, the rest of your day. And I'll say goodbye.